Welcome back to the Ed Show. Well, we're back at it. They're all so happy together, aren't they? The Republican inmates are running the asylum. That is the United States Capitol at this hour. Both Democrats and Republicans are holding their ground on the shutdown. Nobody's going to give in anything. It looks like the government shutdown is going to be here for a while, so get used to it. And Republicans, well, if you listen to them, they couldn't be happier. Radical Republicans in the House have gotten their wish. The government's not working, and they want the American people to know it's not working. And so are 800,000 federal workers who have been furloughed. Safety and security issues are now at hand.
72% of people who work in our intelligence agencies are home, watching TV, reading a book. They're not at work, protecting us from the bad people around the world, and there are lots of them.
So can we come to the conclusion that Republicans are putting our security at risk in an attempt to take away your health care? I would say that's beyond disturbing. We all know Republicans, they can't stand government. They hate it. Government shutdown is here. It's like Christmas to them. Christmas morning. Yes, the Tea Party. Just take a listen to Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann. She can't get enough of it.
Are the conservatives that are going to work together to make sure that we can push back Obamacare. We're really very energized today. We were very strong. This was about the happiest I've seen members in a long time because we see that we're starting to win this dialogue on a national level.
How could they be so happy that people now aren't getting checks? Michelle Bachmann just attempted and admitted that Republicans are happy about the shutdown. Republicans are happy 800,000 people are out of work, and critical factions of the government are not running. It is unbelievable. I thought Michelle Bachmann was a Christian.
As people of faith, I'm a born-again believer in Jesus Christ. And I believe that as part of my duty as a believer in Christ and what he has done for me, that we should do for the least of those who are in our midst. That's my personal belief and my personal conviction.
Well, if Michelle Bachmann were a Christian, she would be really upset about the fact that 800,000 Americans are out of work. It's not just Bachmann. Her partner in crime, Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, thinks that Americans, we're going to be just fine.
But, Steve, people are probably going to realize they can live with a lot less government than what they thought they needed.
One Tea Partier from Texas is taking it one step further. Republican Congressman John Culberson said this, it's wonderful. We're 100% united. I'm glad Culberson thinks that 800,000 Americans out of work is just so damn wonderful. Now, on the flip side of this, obviously, Democrats are pretty upset about the whole thing, and they're upfront about it, about this government shutdown. It's not their fault. They're not happy, and they don't think this is wonderful at all. And President Obama made that very clear today.
Right now, hundreds of thousands of Americans, hardworking Americans, suddenly aren't receiving their paycheck. Right now, they're worrying about missing their rent or their mortgage or even making ends meet. Veterans, seniors, women, they're all worrying that the services they depend on will be disrupted too. This isn't happening because of some financial crisis. It's happening because of a reckless Republican shutdown in Washington.
And that is the bottom line. The differences between the Democrats and Republicans on the shutdown, very clear. Republicans are just thrilled that this is all taking place and they can illustrate to the American people that we really don't need those 800,000 workers. They're happy that the Environmental Protection Agency is out of business. They are happy that 800,000 federal workers aren't getting paid. Their anti-government dream, well, it's all come true. Democrats are on the complete opposite side of all of this. They are fuming mad about the Republican-caused shutdown. It is this crowd right here. This is American conservative leadership. They hurt people. They want people to have health insurance, and they want the 800,000 workers to come back. That's the Democratic side of all of this. Joining me now is Jonathan Alter, MSNBC contributor and author of the center holds. How does it feel? How does it make you feel when Republicans say, Jonathan, that they're happy about the shutdown? I mean, can we take them at their word?
Yeah, they call it on Fox. They call it a slim down, not a shutdown. This is, as you indicated, Ed. This is their plan, their dream come true, that we can all live without government in the 21st century. I don't know who they think is going to cure our diseases. A lot of these are on government, part of government programs, government-funded research. I don't know who they think is going to look out for the bad guys, as Harry Reid indicated. But at a deeper level, what is so troubling about this is that they don't have regard for the rule of law. Obamacare is a law.
They just
not a proposal.
They're just not paying attention to any of that. It's like a different world they're living in. They're disconnected from reality. They're trying to invent a new way to legislate. Well, we just redo stuff over. We don't fund things that it's election rejection.
It reminds me of the way things work in undemocratic countries. That's why I thought Harry Reid was right to call them banana Republicans. It's like they are politicians out of a banana republic who don't have respect for the basic way that we've done things in this country for a very long time. Starting with John Boehner not putting this bill on the floor of the House. They don't have a filibuster in the House. He really is under an obligation to do, as the president said today, to have an up or down vote. Let people be counted. We live in a democracy with majority rule. Let's see what the majority says.
What is his obligation, other than a moral obligation of leadership, if he has any? I mean, he is the guy. This is now down to one person. Here, there's one person blocking this entire thing. Everybody else is on board. They've got Republicans, if there are any moderates left, or at least step to their senses for a little while, to say there'd be about 12 to 17 that would go ahead and vote for this, a clean bill. Boehner says he's not bringing it to the floor. What's his obligation?
Well, I mean, legally, he doesn't. He's not under any obligation except a basic sense of patriotism. To show respect for people who are serving this country. Not everybody who works for the government is a lazy bureaucrat, as the Republicans allege. These folks are doing something for all of us. They're not being paid, or they're at home. Even the ones who go to work are not getting a paycheck. You focus on Boehner. I think it's important to understand this. We hear a lot about the Senate filibuster and obstructions. That has nothing to do with this situation.
No. It's all down to one guy.
It's all about Boehner. And what happened was, this is the key history to understand. In 1998, John Boehner was the fourth-ranking member of the GOP leadership in the House. He was dumped. He was booted. And he lost his leadership position. And he spent 10 years clawing his way back to power. He was humiliated, and he wants to avoid being humiliated again. And if he does the right thing, he could very possibly be dumped as Speaker of the House by the radical Republicans. So he's looking to save his own skin here. That's what this is about.
All right, Jonathan Alter, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Ed.
it.